President Trump is a failed leader. He will go down in history as the worst president ever. The good thing is that he soon will be as irrelevant as an old tweet.
Arnold Schwarzenegger has a message for President Trump after last weekend's white nationalist rally and counter-protest in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Virginia, asterisk, as president of this great country, you have a moral responsibility to send an unequivocal message that you won't stand for hate and racism, asterisk. Trump, in his usual style, fired back, asterisk greater than, and they hired a big movie star, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to take my place. And we know how that turned out. The ratings went right down the tubes. It's been a total disaster. And Mark will never, ever bet against Trump again. And I just want to pray for Arnold, if we can. For those ratings, asterisk. Trump built his brand on walls, bans, and slogans like America First. But what if the biggest immigration loophole was sleeping in his own bed? Asterisk. Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't just call out Trump. He detonated a truth bomb on live TV that left the entire GOP scrambling for cover. In just a few words, Arnold exposed the brutal hypocrisy behind Trump's anti-immigrant crusade, and the internet hasn't stopped talking since. Asterisk. This wasn't just another celebrity feud. It was the moment that shattered the illusion. Want to hear what Arnold said? You'll never look at Trump the same way again, asterisk greater than, as an immigrant to this country. I would like to say a few words to my fellow Americans. President Trump sought to overturn the results of a fair election. He sought a coup by misleading people with lies. Donald, I have a great idea. Why don't we switch jobs? You take over TV since you're such an expert in ratings, and I'll take over your job. Then people can finally sleep comfortably again. Asterisk. Arnold's strike didn't come out of nowhere. It was calculated, brutal, and built on years of watching Trump unravel America's moral compass. Asterisk greater than. You scream about immigrants destroying the country, Arnold said, his Austrian accent slicing through the noise. But you married one, and not just any immigrant. Someone who got a visa upgrade most Americans can only dream of. Asterisk. The hypocrisy wasn't subtle. It was systemic. While Trump ranted about border walls and anchor babies, Melania entered the U.S. on a genius visa designed for people of extraordinary ability, yet she was a model, not a scientist, not a Nobel Prize winner. Arnold was done pretending. That wasn't suspicious. Asterisk. This wasn't just an attack. It was a public audit, long overdue. Asterisk. The fallout was instant. Twitter became a war zone. One trending post declared, Arnold just handed Trump his spine. Conservative influencers, usually silent when hypocrisy bleeds from their side, scrambled for excuses. Some claimed Arnold was jealous. Others called him a Reno. But the truth was obvious. Arnold had touched the nerve Trump hides behind his ego. Asterisk. It wasn't just about Melania's immigration path. It was about the rot inside Trump's brand, a brand built on double standards, media manipulation, and performative patriotism. And unlike late-night jokes, Arnold's words came from lived experience. An immigrant, a Republican, and a governor who never needed a teleprompter to find his spine. Asterisk. Arnold didn't stop there. Asterisk greater than. President Trump, I just saw your press conference with President Putin, and it was embarrassing. You stood there like a little wet noodle, like a fanboy. I was asking myself, when are you going to ask him for an autograph, for a selfie or something like that? You literally sold out at this press conference. Our intelligence community, our justice system, and worst of all, our country. You're the President of the United States. You shouldn't do that. What's the matter with you? Whatever happened to the strength of Ronald Reagan when he stood at the Berlin Wall and said, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall"? Asterisk, what stung most was that Arnold wasn't ranting, he was reflecting. He talked about his own journey, arriving in America with nothing, learning English through action movies, working jobs that Trump's family would have called beneath them. Asterisk, greater than you built towers, Arnold. Jab, but I built a life. Asterisk, the jab wasn't about wealth, it was about integrity. Arnold highlighted how real immigrants contribute through sweat, sacrifice, and silent dignity. Then, without naming names, he ripped into Melania's mysterious rise. Asterisk, some of us earned it, others married it. Asterisk, boom. The camera didn't even cut away. In that moment, the First Lady's legacy, already brittle, cracked in real time. Asterisk, Arnold closed with a challenge. Asterisk, greater than stop whining. What do? We all have a responsibility. Most of the action isn't coming out of Washington or the White House. It's happening on the local and state level. So people shouldn't ignore Donald Trump entirely. You have to be aware of your obstacles, but you must not use them as an excuse. Go all out. Have a vision. Asterisk. Asterisk, I mean, imagine this: when I was 15 years old, my vision was to go to America, become a bodybuilding champion, get into acting, and star in big Hollywood movies. What do you think?
China, that you're contributing to the pollution because someone has to ship this stuff over there. I say, you can do something, stop it, and just buy a pair of jeans that says made in America. It's that simple.
The obstacles were endless. It was a grind, incredibly difficult. Asterisk, so did I surrender? Did I whine? No. I said, okay, here are the obstacles. This is what I have to overcome, and I made it. Asterisk, but Arnold didn't stop at Melania. His real target was Trump's weaponization of nationalism. He dissected the MAGA slogan like a surgeon. You want to make America great again? Try acting like a leader instead of a YouTube troll. Asterisk, the audience laughed. But the undertone was deadly serious. Arnold called out the Charlottesville fiasco, the kids in cages, and the mocking of disabled reporters. He didn't list offenses, he reminded the world of a pattern. Asterisk, this man doesn't want to lead America. He said he wants to control it like a reality show with no cancel button. Asterisk, by the time the segment ended, even conservative hosts looked stunned. This wasn't just a takedown, it was a political obituary. Asterisk, Arnold continued. Asterisk, don't pay any attention to the fact that we now have Trump in the White House, and that he may not agree with everything we are doing or believe in. I don't fall for that excuse. I think you should just shift gears, have a big vision. What is it you can do rather than whining? Asterisk, interviewer, do you hear that from a lot of people in the rest of the world about Trump? Are they bringing that issue up to you? Asterisk, Arnold, especially on environmental issues, people have been saying to me, what's the point of fighting pollution and climate change when we have Trump? And I said, what a stupid thing to say. So you mean you can't do anything anymore? The fact is, when you buy something made in China, you're contributing to pollution because someone has to ship it over here. You can do something, stop it. Just buy a pair of jeans that say made in America. It's that simple. Asterisk, the next morning, Trump fired off one of his classic unhinged rants on Truth Social, calling Arnold a washed-up fake Republican and a foreign nobody. Asterisk, but that tantrum backfired because when Trump resorts to name-calling, it means one thing: he's hurt. Arnold's words had struck a place even Trump's own allies dare not touch the truth. Asterisk, the real kicker: Arnold didn't respond. No tweet, no rebuttal, just silence. And that silence was deafening. It echoed louder than Trump's insults. Because when you've already knocked the king off his throne, there's no need to explain yourself. Arnold had done what few dared expose the emperor's nakedness on live television. And Melania, still no comment. Her silence was even louder. Interviewer, you said history shouldn't repeat itself. Donald Trump is now the front-runner to be the nominee of your party, the Republican Party, given everything you've said. Does that concern you? Arnold? Absolutely not. Being a front-runner of one party and letting them dig this hole deeper and deeper is only going to make it easier for the Democrats to win. It's sad they couldn't come up with a new talent, a new face, a reasonable, smart, intelligent person who can lead this country in a Republican way. Interviewer, you think there's no way he would win again? Arnold, no. Interviewer, what if he did? Arnold, well, that's a hypothetical. But I can guarantee you he might get the Republican nomination. But when it comes to the actual election, too many people have now seen what he did as president. I think when it comes to the majority on election day, they will see the difference between one or the other. And believe me, I'm not the first to say, hey, it's really great to have Biden back as president. No, but right now, there's simply no better option. Meanwhile, inside Trump's inner circle, panic was brewing. Advisors scrambled to do damage control. They tried spinning Arnold's attack as disrespectful to the First Lady. But the public wasn't buying it. Even conservatives began asking, why isn't Melania scrutinized like other immigrants? One Fox guest slipped on air and the floodgates opened. Old clips of Melania's cryptic interviews resurfaced. Immigration lawyers dissected her visa story again. Late-night shows went ballistic. And all the while, Arnold's clip kept racking up millions of views. This wasn't just a viral moment, it was a cultural autopsy. And the corpse on the table. The myth of Trump's moral authority gone, dismantled by a fellow Republican. Interviewer, why do you think you'd be a good president or would have been? Arnold, I think I have the talent to be a good president. And I also have the talent to sell that idea to the American people. But with those two candidates, Trump and Biden, they suck all the energy, press speeches, or anything else, so no one else gets the chance for exposure. And there's really no one with a big name, so to speak. That's why it would be easier for me. From 1 minute to the next, the dynamic would change if I jumped into a race like that. But the biggest shock, Arnold wasn't done. A week later, he sat down for a podcast and doubled down, this time with even more ammunition. He exposed how Trump's anti-immigrant rhetoric directly fuels hate crimes. Greater than you're not making America safe. Arnold said, you're making it scared. He cited real statistics, violence up, trust down, America more divided than ever. Then came the knockout punch. If Melania had applied under Trump's policies, she might have been deported. That line exploded across headlines like a missile. Even Trump's base couldn't refute it because it was true. Arnold had turned Trump's immigration hypocrisy into a ticking time bomb, then handed him the detonator. In the middle of the president's Saturday morning tweet storm about President Obama wiretapping his phones, he also found time to tweet about Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Apprentice. Greater than Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't voluntarily leaving The Apprentice. He was fired because of his pathetic ratings, not by me. Sad to see such a great show go. When asked about it, Arnold replied with a smirk. Greater than I think Donald Trump is in love with me. Asterisk, that's exactly what Arnold told Michael Smerconish on his radio show. Asterisk Q. Why do you think the president is fixated on you? Why does he keep talking about you on Twitter? Asterisk Arnold. I think he's in love with me. Asterisk Q. Is that really it? Asterisk Arnold. Yes, and as they say on Seinfeld. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Asterisk joking further. He added, asterisk greater than Arnold. Schwarzenegger is the only guy with a better chest than Vladimir Putin. Maybe that's why. Asterisk others chimed in. Asterisk greater than maybe he's in love with you too. Don. Asterisk Arnold laughed. Asterisk greater than I think he really likes me. That's why he talks about me. He's in love with success and he said my show wasn't going to be successful. He turned out to be correct. So, he likes talking about things he's in love with. Asterisk by any standard, Arnold's career was a huge success: movie star, governor, household name. Yet, in Trump's parallel universe, public insults are normal. Asterisk it's worth remembering, when George W. Bush ran for president in 2000, he promised to restore dignity and honor to the office after Bill Clinton. Republicans actually cared about that once. Asterisk now. We have a president who randomly insults B-list movie actors, and people think, oh, well, that's kind of cute, but it's not, it's crazy. We've just gotten used to it. Asterisk behind the scenes, Melania was furious, according to anonymous staffers. She begged Trump to respond more presidentially. But Trump never wanted to play diplomat, went full scorched earth instead. Asterisk he launched bizarre attacks, dredged up Arnold's box office flops, and even mocked his accent. But this time, it didn't work. Asterisk Arnold had tapped into something deeper than politics: America's exhaustion. Exhaustion from fake tough guys. Exhaustion from performative patriotism. Exhaustion from presidents who spend more time online than in office. Asterisk this isn't reality TV. Arnold said, this is reality. Asterisk and those 6 words, you should deport your own wife, now haunted Trump. Like a ghost he couldn't EXO or CISE. Asterisk as the former governor of California, Arnold was also quick to point out, asterisk California's been in the headlines with huge protests against President Trump's immigration policies. People here know the real America is built by immigrants, not destroyed by them. Asterisk he threatened to potentially arrest Gavin Newsom if he didn't comply. Asterisk Q. If you were governor right now of California, how would you be handling the ongoing crisis the state is facing? Asterisk Arnold. Well, I think the most important thing when you are in a leadership position like that is to be inclusive and work together with everybody. That means working with local government, the state government, and the federal government. They have to work together rather than fighting each other and fighting each other's agendas. That doesn't do any good for anyone. Asterisk, so that's number 1. Number 2, the most important thing is to create immigration reform, because all of this is happening due to the lack of it. For decades now, this country has needed immigration reform. That means recognizing that there are people in the South of America who want to come north to work. And we should provide enough visas so they can come legally, because we need those workers. Asterisk if we did that, we would know who is here. We would be able to remove the criminal elements, and we wouldn't be in the mess we are in right now. Democrats and Republicans must come together to solve this issue. If they really want to be public servants, they can make it happen. But if they want to remain party servants, tied to ideology, it won't. Asterisk if you want to make this country better, improve people's lives, bring prices down, then you serve the people of America. That's what a public servant is supposed to do. That's what I would do if I were governor. Asterisk. So where does this leave Trump now? Cornered, defensive, and spiraling. His already shaky poll numbers took another dip. Independents began questioning the entire MAGA narrative. Even conservative women started asking uncomfortable questions. Is Melania part of the American dream or a walking contradiction of it? Asterisk. Here's the twist. Arnold never wanted to run for president. He can't, but somehow he's doing what no candidate has managed to do, holding Trump accountable in public, without apology and without fear. Asterisk. This wasn't a feud, it was a reckoning. And for once, Trump had no script to follow, no teleprompter, no applause, just the spotlight, with Arnold's words still echoing in the background. Asterisk Q. Mr. Trump has been indicted on federal charges, but most of the top Republican officials are siding with him against the special prosecutor. How do you explain that? Asterisk. Arnold, if the charges are correct, then he's going to be in deep trouble. But at the same time, we're always innocent until proven guilty. We'll find out what the courts say in the future, but if the charges are right, he's going to be in deep trouble. Asterisk Q. How worried are you about the fact that he could be re-elected president? Asterisk. Arnold, I'm not worried about it because I don't think it's going to happen. But that's just my thinking. Asterisk. In the days that followed, the media frenzy refused to die down. Talk shows, podcasts, and political panels dissected Arnold's takedown like it was a lost chapter of American history, finally uncovered. The question wasn't whether Trump was hypocritical. It was how long this lie had survived unchallenged. Asterisk. The moment Arnold flipped the script, the illusion shattered. Every speech Trump had ever given about protecting our borders suddenly looked like projection. And Melania, once again, stood as the silent emblem of Trump's contradictions. Asterisk. While the right-wing press tried to label Arnold a traitor, they couldn't ignore the applause. Americans weren't angry, they were relieved. Someone had finally said it out loud. The hypocrisy was too big to hide, too bold to ignore. Asterisk Q. Quick question about Donald Trump. He listed his weight at 215 pounds. You're one of the foremost experts on the male physique, bodybuilding, etc. When you size him up, what would you guess he weighs? Asterisk. Arnold, I don't really know how much he weighs. I can tell you one thing: if you ask me what he should do for fitness, I just say run around yourself 3 times. You'll be in great shape. Asterisk. But the real twist came from inside Trump's own camp. Former staffers, many long silent, began speaking out anonymously. One revealed that Trump once joked in private, asterisk, Melania came here the right way through me. Asterisk. That line alone was enough to spark outrage across both parties. Immigration groups seized on it, calling for a formal review of Melania's visa history. Legal experts jumped in, calling her case murky at best. The model visa, the chain migration, the sudden green card all came under fire. Asterisk. While Melania ducked the cameras, Trump fumed. Arnold had kicked open a door that led to a very dark hallway, and every step forward exposed more rot beneath. The marble floors of Trump's golden empire. Asterisk. Even Democrats, usually hesitant to touch Melania, began to shift. AOC tweeted a cryptic emoji. Bernie called the system rigged for the rich, even in immigration. And when Kamala Harris was asked about Arnold's remarks, she smiled and said, asterisk, I'm just glad someone finally said it. Asterisk. That moment went viral. The conversation had evolved. It was no longer just about Arnold. It was about double standards. It was about the millions of immigrants whose stories never get told, while those with power bend the rules. Asterisk.